Hey guys, Tam Trier, TrierWilderness.com. I am actually in a local high school parking lot waiting to surprise the mountain man, and I thought I would include you guys in this. Just a little bit of information. For 9.5 years before we moved out here, I had an 883 Harley Davidson Sportster with flat bars, forward controls, and gunmetal pearl, and it was my baby. And I sold that in an effort to move west and live off grid, and we were going to replace it with a mule, which never happened. But something else that never happened is over the 7 years that we've been building our homestead, the mountain man and I have not taken time to get away on an actual vacation. We put our packs on our back and we hit the woods for 3-4 days at a time, and that is normally a vacation for us. But things have been really crazy for us over the last couple of years with my illness and with trying to get back on our feet from my illness. So I decided this weekend, after the mountain man has been really burning out, we all got sick from all the smoke in our area, and we've just been pushing. We are both very hard workers and have just constantly been pushing, and I felt that it was time for a break. Hey Tammy, I am feeling better, thank you, and wait till you see why I'm also feeling better. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I have pulled off surprising the mountain man. He does not like surprises. He hates them. And I arranged our weekend. I'm waiting for him to get here. I don't know exactly where he's at, but I may have to jump back on here. But I wanted to show you guys what I drove. I drove 3 hours with my rig and left that behind and drove an hour and a half in rain. It wasn't pouring rain, but it was constant rain, and had to maintain a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit in the rain, and then hit nicer weather. And now I've got beautiful sunshine going on here. I'm gonna spin this around, sorry for the movement. I got beautiful sunshine, and now I'm gonna show you what I got going on here. Dun, dun, dun. I picked up this baby today in Missoula, Montana, from Grizzly Harley Davidson, and they were great to work with, and this is what I'm surprising the mountain man with. He will connect with me, and we will have the weekend to enjoy this thing, and I'm just so stoked. And I got to drive it today, which gave me my fix. Whoa, that was a little too close, wasn't it, guys? Sorry. So I don't know, I was hoping I could pull it off and have him pull in here and I would surprise him. I know, is that not cool? I'm like so stoked. And I was also very nervous because since my illness I have not ridden, and I was concerned with my shoulders and my arms not holding up and holding out for me for the drive. But this bike is just beautiful. Had I had my Sportster, I wouldn't have been able to do it. This is just geared differently, and yeah, I know. It's just awesome, and I know he's going to be stoked. Oh, cool. You used to ride with your dad, too, when you were a kid. Well, the mountain boy is going to meet over here with me a little later, and I'm going to take him for a ride, too, because that was something that he and I did all the time, was to get out and ride. And yes, we live off-grid, and yes, we are mountain people, but that does not mean that we don't have that wild side. Yeah, it is scary on the highways. It is really scary on the highways. Actually, when it's raining and you're going 70 miles an hour, I felt like the dog with my lips flapping in the wind. It was just pretty crazy. Thankfully, this thing does have a shield. I used to always say I hated those things, but honestly, that was a real saving grace also, was to be able to have the shield on there so it wasn't all blowing in my face. So that was nice, and they gave us rain gear, so Tammy says she couldn't reach the back pegs, and my dad tied a jump rope around me to keep me on the back. That's great. The mountain boy, most of you know the mountain boy is high functioning autistic, and if I would hit a bump, it would really, really, thanks, it would really, really freak him out. So what I would do, and what I learned to do, was to, hey Chad, we will definitely drive safe, and thanks, we could use the prayers. But I would hang on to his leg, so I learned how to drive one-handed. So I would keep my hand on his leg, that way he wouldn't be uncomfortable, because if I hit a bump, he would turn and move really hard, so the bike would really move, you know, left or right, and it was just a little sketchy. So by riding with my hand on his leg, he was comforted, and we always would go out for a nice long ride, and it was just something we did together. And I asked him, gotta understand, Mountain Boy is 21, he is a grown man, he is a good man, and he is learning how to do small motor repair at a local shop. And I asked him, you know, did you want to get out for a ride on this thing with me or not? And because I said, I don't know, is this going to be embarrassing for you to get on the back of a bike with your mom now that you're 21? He's like, no, let's do it. So I was excited about that too, because you know what, some things are just fun regardless how old you are. I actually took my aunt for a ride, oh gosh, probably 10 years ago, and it was just really funny because I could see her in my mirrors, and she's behind me, her head's about a foot above mine, and her mouth was wide open with a big smile on it. I figured she was probably eating bugs, but she enjoyed it too. So the importance of this video is not just to surprise the mountain man, but to remind you to be good to yourselves and to be good to your spouses. Take time to do things with each other. It's so important, and I am just so looking forward to spending time with my man this weekend. So I don't know, I don't see him coming yet. I'm disappointed kind of, but I kind of got back a little later than anticipated. The speed limit is 75, 80 miles an hour. So that's what I was going on the way there. On the way back, I was being much more cautious. This is a bike that I'm not familiar with, however I am now. It certainly is nice. It's got 6 gears and a nice overdrive on it, and it's just really wonderful. Really nice seat, really easy to ride. So I'm really stoked for our weekend to get away and just drive around some of these awesome roads. We typically just end up staying at our homestead, and this will give us a chance to see some things, so I'm really excited about it. Thanks. I know I sound horrible. I was just driving through the smoke, but I've got lots of echinacea tea packed, and my tinctures and homeopathic supplements too, so that we can remedy each other at night after we breathe in the smoke, because the Montana fires are really blowing in and the smoke is pretty bad. But it'll pass, and oh gosh, I can't tell you how good it felt riding this bike today. But I'm not sure where he's at, so stay tuned, because what I'll do is jump back on here when I see him coming and let you guys get involved in this a little bit. I just thought it would be something fun to do. I'm pretty certain he has absolutely no clue what I was doing today. He was a little disappointed that I was keeping things so vague, and he knew I was going somewhere but didn't know where. Thanks. I'm really excited about this, and we will definitely be safe, and we do appreciate the prayers. I was actually requesting prayers this morning on Facebook that my body would hold up for this ride and that the rains would subside. So it wasn't bad. It was, you know, just a little drizzle, but you know, when it's wet, the roads are slick, and it hasn't rained out here in months, so I was concerned about the grease slicks on the road, but it wasn't bad at all. So anyway, I don't see them coming, but I wish you guys a really good weekend, and I encourage you to get out with your spouse and go do something, whether it's a walk, whether it's a quick dinner somewhere. And understand, we have not had the funding to do such things these last 7 years. That's why we didn't. Yes, exactly. I have that too, moringa powder. But yes, natural remedies are a must. But really though, you know, we don't often have, we haven't had the funding, and I was stashing cash. Believe it or not, renting a Harley is actually cheaper than renting or doing a bed and breakfast for the night. It's $150 a night plus, or a day, plus the $40 insurance. So I was so stoked that I could afford to do this, because we missed riding so much. This year was the worst that we've missed it, and that my bike was my therapy. It was the best free therapy a girl could ever ask for. You get on these things and it's like the wind through your hair, and God is just touching you. So it's just amazing. And but get out, put money aside, and you don't always have to do something expensive. Like I said, I've put money away to be able to do this in hopes that I could afford to do something, and it just so happened that I was very shocked to find that these are not that expensive to rent. So we have it till like 5 or 6 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and I do believe we were probably going to utilize all that time. I keep seeing white pickups, but not his. So anyway, have a good weekend. Take care of your spouse and rekindle your marriage. Get out, have fun. It's so important, and we try to do something at least once a week together, and this is big, and I'm just so excited. So anyway, I will jump back on here in a little while. Thank you guys for joining me, those that did. And Tammy, I hope things are going really good for you. Yeah, you can rent them. It's really awesome. I rented this one, like I said, out of Missoula, Montana. The next closest would have been like Boise, and that would have been like 7 hours from us. So I'm really glad I could find something closer, that I only had to go 3 hours. So this was really, really awesome. And this might be something that we will put in the budget on a more regular basis. Not sure. But I will catch you guys in a little bit, I hope. I'm going to get him on here and find out where he's at, and try to jump back on and record him showing up here. I was hoping he'd be here, and I was just going to run circles around his truck, but no such luck. So anyway, guys, take care. I will catch you a little while later, and maybe we'll video over the weekend in some of the cool places that we're headed to. Thanks so much, girl. Really appreciate it, and thank you all for your prayers, and prayers right back at you. I know everybody needs them, and we pray for our audience all the time, because you never know what's going on in everybody's lives. Awesome, Tammy, I'm so glad you're doing well, and continued prayers, girlfriend. So you guys take care. I will catch you in a little while. God bless.